So today we are going to go investigate the concrete structure that I found a few days ago out here in the field. Some people have already taken a guess on what they believe it is. And there's more to the story on that. That little concrete structure was an interesting find, and we'll be walking a lot today to tell the story of it, or maybe for you guys to tell the story of it. First, I got to go find it. So we're going to talk about regrets, which my motto throughout life has always been to live your life without regrets. So it's like, don't do things that you don't want to do. You will regret it. There are things that I have done that I immediately regretted, and I remember them wholeheartedly. For example, people are going to hear this and be a little bit surprised. But when Carter and I were a young couple, and our children were very young, we had just bought the house that's for sale now. So it was probably at least 20 years ago. And we didn't have any money. We didn't have a lot of money. And the family was going to take a big trip to Florida. That's where Carter's grandparents lived. And, we were going to go to Disney World for, like 5 or 6 days, and then go down to Naples, Florida for another 5 or 6 days, and then back to New Mexico. But we had just bought our house. Keep that in mind. And I think this trip is the reason why I have a loathing for anything Disney. I just feel like it's just a scam, Disney is. The happiest place on earth, I did not experience that. But that trip cost a lot of money. Money that Carter and I didn't have, really. And we shouldn't have gone on that trip, but we did. And when we came back from that trip, my first thought was there were so many other things we could have done with that money. We could have put a sprinkler system in our backyard, put in grass. We could have probably fully landscaped our backyard. But because we went on that trip, we kind of had to live with the dirt for another year, maybe 2. But maybe it would have been worth it if Disney hadn't been such a scam. Maybe. I mean, we upgraded our passes. I think some of them people had VIP passes so they could get to the front of the lines and all this stuff, and you could get discounts at the food places and maybe merchandise. But I've always said, since that trip, I have said, all Disney is one giant gift shop. It's one giant gift shop. You spend an hour, maybe a little less, to get on a mediocre ride, and then you're ushered to the gift shop where your child inevitably says, cries for a toy. Oh, please, can I have this? Can I have that? And it's like, we can't even afford to really be here. But you don't tell your kid that, right? So you're like, sure, you can get the bouncy light up ball. That's still $10 for the little bouncy light up ball because it has Ariel's face on it. So, and then you go to the next ride and it's on repeat. The gift shop is on repeat. And then you have to feed everybody. And the food is not cheap, and it's not even good food. So anyway, if I had to name a regret, that would be my top regret. Because it was an expensive trip. It cost a lot of money, and I just don't feel like the happiness was really there. It seemed like it was hot. And I remember standing in a puddle from the ice melting out of like a beverage cart. And I remember standing in that puddle with my shoes off just to get some relief. The Naples part of the trip wasn't that bad, going to the beach. The Florida beaches are beautiful, especially in the Gulf area. So anyway, that's a regret. You know, back there, I had a choice. I could either go that way or this way. And I chose this way, not knowing if I was going to be correct on finding that cement thing again. I just knew it was back here on this side of the power line. So I found it. Let's go check it out. So here it is. Now, let's take a good gander inside of it, shall we? There we go. What'd you guys see? I'm guessing you saw exactly what I saw, which is absolutely nothing. You can't see down there. So I brought handy dandy rock. Let's put it down the hole and see how deep it is. Oh, not too deep at all, is it? So, it's not a big hole. I don't know if there's any way for me to show you what's down there, because I know what's down there. But I'm going to try to show you. I don't know how. I'm just going to shove you down there and to the very, very bottom. And let's see what you guys see. I'm hoping you guys don't go down upside down, but I have a feeling the camera's going to flip. But hopefully I can fix it during editing. All right, hang on. You're going in. So, what do you guys think? Is my sister-in-law right? Did you see anything? It's a pump that goes to, or a water line that goes to
Maybe nothing.
Sorry, it's just a hot mess day.
Water tank somewhere
further out. So I'm just going to tell you.
Lots of cows used to graze
There's
here.
like a valve down there. Like you
Better get
used
Ellie.
to turn your water
Ellie!
spigot on. Like that kind of a valve
Whew,
is down there.
dog.
And
Oh,
it's
the
only
gnats are starting
down
to come out
probably
now
about
that the
2.5
breeze has
feet. So I find that interesting. But even more interesting is there's another one down that way. So we're going to walk over there. Let's go. Now the one that's down that way is close to the hill, going up the hill that we went up to see what was at the top. It's like on the bottom. So that's where we're walking to, but we're going to stop on the way and I'm going to show you something else that might be connected to this valve. Now, I did not see another valve further down. So, yeah, it's interesting, but I really wasn't looking either. And the weeds are high and the shrubs are high. So it could be back there and hidden. I don't know. I might go look later on some other day. Anyway, let's get walking. Yeah, so anyway, the Disney trip was a big disappointment. Spent a lot of money that we didn't have. And, you know, it bothered me because I vowed I did not want to live my life with any regrets. And that regret has followed me around for a long time. I don't know why. I just can't let it go. Like, let it go. Like, what's her name? That other Disney. Was she Disney or Pixar? I don't know. That Disney character that's like, let it go, let it go. Do you like that version, that rendition? So, I do have another regret. I think you could try to live your life without any regrets, but you won't know you're going to have a regret until you've done something. Come on, dogs. So I hope this breeze stays all day. It would be wonderful. So my other regret is this, being out here. And I know you're like, what? Well, when I first thought about doing this, I think it was close to 2 years ago. And we started watching a lot of YouTube channels, and I joined the local Facebook group. And everybody said the only regret they have about moving off grid was that they didn't do it sooner. And I agree with that. Every single day, I feel absolutely blessed to be out here. Every single day, I wish I would have done this years ago when I was younger, for sure. It kind of makes me a little sad to think that, days start getting numbered as soon as you hit around 50, 60, 55. And you have so many ideas on what you want to do and your goals and your ambitions and your dreams, especially now. And it's like all I can think is, I just need the time. It's like, I want to plant some trees, but trees take time to mature. I don't want to plant trees that haven't even fully matured before I die, or before I'm too old to take care of them. It's an interesting thing to think about, what you want to do, how far you want to go with a project. Because you have to think, will I be able to take care of this in 20 years when I'm 75? So, and I think I can. If I'm alive, I plan on not quitting. I hope my body doesn't quit. But, yeah, that's a regret. I don't believe this would have ever crossed my mind because I was so bent on my kids living a different life than I lived growing up. I grew up in the foothills of the mountains, and I hated it. I mean, it was cool for a period of time. Our neighbors had horses, and they were like, sure, please ride the horses. They need the exercise. So we would take those horses out all the time, almost every day during the summertime. Every weekend, we'd ride those horses. And that was a lot of fun, But as I grew up, turning into a teenager, it just kind of sucked, We lived so far away from everybody. I went to school in the nearest biggest city. So all of my friends lived far away, at least a good 30-minute drive away on the interstate. So you weren't walking to their house ever, unless you wanted to walk the interstate. And all I had was the cell phone. I didn't have a cell phone, sorry. All we had is the telephone, and we would sit and we would chitty chat, on the phone for hours. We had 2 TV stations. We had NBC and we had PBS. That was it. And, my parents kind of controlled what we watched. So it's like, but there really wasn't much. I think the best day for me for TV viewing was Sunday or Saturday, because you'd get Saturday morning cartoons. Anyway, we're at the next spot. So we have this pipe here. Now I brought my sister-in-law, and she is a rancher, And she thinks that this pipe might have been used for the livestock, for a livestock tank. Where that livestock tank is, I don't know. Like, I have no doubt in my mind that that pipe crosses this road and goes straight up there to that valve. I should have turned the valve, huh? No. Like, what happens if you turn the valve? Anyway, this way, dogs. We're gonna keep on going. We have one more stop to make. And this next stop is actually a place that I've seen before, and I didn't touch it. I just left it there. So I guess the question I have for all of you, what are your regrets? Do you have any regrets? Do you have regrets from 20 years ago that you can't let go of for some weird reason? Do you have any regrets today that you regret not doing something yesterday, 5 years ago, 2 years ago? This is what I've seen before. We walked past it when we went up that way, but I ignored this. Fascinating. So, well, of course, if this is also 2.5, 3 feet deep, then the valve down there is absolutely buried. Ugh. There's nothing there. There's nothing underneath those rocks. The only thing that was under this brick was a big ant hole of, well, actually, as a small ant hole with big ants. So, what do you guys think? Is my sister-in-law right? It's a pump that goes to, or a water line that goes to a water tank somewhere further out. Lots of cows used to graze here. Better get Ellie. Ellie! Whew, this dog. Oh, the gnats are starting to come out now that the breeze has stopped. On the last walk and talk video I did, going into that kind of washout that's just started out of the blue, I did have a subscriber comment that she was married to a land surveyor, and he said that probably happened many years ago. I think that's what she said, 20 or 30 or 50 years ago. And it was probably water that had pooled onto the ground, and a lot of water. And eventually the ground just gave way. So I'm hoping that she sees this. Maybe being married to a land surveyor, she will be able to, or he, I think it's a she though, will be able to identify what those valves are for. I'm gonna guess water in those awful rusted pipes. Whew, the gnats are coming out. So anyway, that's gonna do it for this little walk and talk adventure, our little exploration of the week. And I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget, comment down below. I'd like to know what you think about what we found. If you want to tell me what your regrets are in life, or not, I don't care. I mean, it's an interesting subject to me, that's all. You can even share your views on Disney with me if you want. Yeah, thanks for joining, and I guess we'll just see you on the next one. Take care.